Hey everyone, just putting my boots on to get out into the garden today. It's Sunday, November 12th. It's quite chilly out, but we have some garden maintenance that we want to get done today. We want to put some compost down around some of the evergreens, the smaller evergreens that we have growing in more challenging conditions. I feel like over the winter, they could benefit from that compost. We're going to clean up some more plants, particularly in the front rain garden here. My husband is going to get some more of the leaves off the grass. We don't leave leaves on the grass in the winter. I know that's a debatable topic, but we don't mind leaving leaves in our beds because that can act as insulation and mulch. And it does provide some hiding places for beneficial insects over the winter. But on our grass, we don't like to leave leaves. We've been cleaning them up over the course of the last few weeks, and we're going to get some more of that done. So just some general garden things that we need to get done today. We're going to get rid of some more of the annuals from some of these pots. We're just going to take you along with us. So come garden with us and we'll show you what we do at this time of the year. So this celosia needs to go. It's done. Not sure if we'll get rid of the rest of the perennials in this pot because, to be quite honest with you, the ornamental pepper and the verbena are looking okay. But this pot's been hanging around for a while. We did add a mum to it about a month ago, but it's ready to go. So that's going to get, all of those annuals are going to get pulled out of there. I'm not going to put any more annuals in pots for this year. Whatever gets pulled out will just not get replaced, and the pots will get stored. We've got lots of leaves on the grass up here to be cleaned off. So we just blow those, to be quite honest with you. We'll blow them up to the woods and continue to let them create some mulch for us. We've already got piles up here. We have some perennials that need to be cut back. I feel like these geranium boom chocolate have gotten eaten. So we might clean some of that up today. The leaves in the beds here we'll leave. Like I said, that acts as an insulation and some mulch. So these 3 Fire Chief Arborvitae and the 3 Castle Spire Hollies in the back there are what I'm talking about, putting some compost right around their root balls for the winter. Especially because these Fire Chief Arborvitaes were decimated by deer last year. So far they are coming back slowly. This one in particular was pretty badly hit. So I feel like over the winter giving them a little bit of a boost will help. The Castle Spires are hollies, so those are kind of deer resistant. These are just planted. But they could benefit from some compost over the winter because they're growing under enormous maple trees. There's one there, and there's one there. I mean, these are pretty big maple trees. Anytime you plant anything under trees, especially maples, tend to suck the life out of the ground. So anything you've planted under there could benefit from any extra help that you can give it. And I do have some other azaleas, mountain laurels, boxwoods, things like that we're also going to be putting some compost around. Like this little azalea here. Got some evergreen azaleas over here. We have some sky pencil hollies and a D-runk boxwood up in front of the fence here. There are 4 sky pencil hollies there. This is the D-runk boxwood, which I don't know. That one's they're supposed to be really disease resistant D-runk boxwood, but that has been looking, I don't know. Kind of worried about that one. It's almost looks like spider mites, although I haven't seen any evidence and I treated for that. It just looks like the leaves are getting yellower and yellower. And that was a really nice size specimen, so I really don't want that one to start to get disease ridden. But anyway, that's not what I came out here to talk about. So just wanted to give you an idea what I'm going to be doing. I don't know that I'm going to put any compost around the Donica arbs. I suppose I should. But maybe the Castle Keep hollies here. Maybe the weeping blue spruce. So I'm gonna go get my stuff and get started on some of these tasks we're gonna take care of today. So here's some more of the shrubs that I was talking about. This azalea has been looking worse this year. We transplanted it down here. It started to look better. Now it's starting to look worse. So I feel like this could really use some compost. We have a small mountain laurel here that got decimated by deer one year. It finally came back and looked better this year. It even had some blooms. So I feel like that could use some help. And then we have a newly planted Japanese plum yew down here that we're going to put some compost around, because again, this is under an incredibly large Colorado blue spruce that we've limbed up, but the roots tend to suck the life out of the soil, so some of these plants need help. So I'm just going to take some small shovels, got a bucket of compost here, and just lay it around the base of the plants. We do this bed in spring, typically the whole bed we cover with compost before we put our mulch down. This year we have some compost, so we're going to put it down in the fall as well. Not sure why this boxwood is looking so horrible. Looks like almost like spider mite damage. We'll treat it again in the spring. You don't have to be precise about this. It's just giving them some winter and kind of fertilizer. So they are evergreens. Gotta go load up on some more compost. These ones are newly planted and they're not under any big trees. I'm not really concerned about these ones, but I do want to get rid of the compost. I'm not watering this in or anything. It'll get watered in the next time it rains. It's just really going to act as a slow release fertilizer over the winter. Hopefully that's not signs of something bad happening. I mean, arborvitaes do brown out in the middle at this time of the year, but I feel like that's browning out too much. I don't know. These poor things are finally getting some more sun this time of the year. They've been in the shade for months, which is why they don't have that pretty bronze top. I think this is a transplant in the spring. They're either going to come forward on this bed and get more sun in the summer, or they're going to have to move completely. I totally underestimated how much sun this bed gets, especially since the 2 maples that are growing in front of it are getting bigger and bigger. I don't know, I'm toying with either getting those 2 maples removed or having them limbed up. I just don't want to have to limb up trees every 3 or 4 years and have our grass torn up with heavy equipment. So, not sure. We either redo this as a more shade bed or get rid of the trees. We're almost done with our tasks. We used most of the compost. We have one more evergreen that we want to put some compost around. So like I said, we just have one more evergreen to put some compost around. It's the gold cone juniper. It has really been on the struggle bus for us almost since we first planted it, I think 3 years ago. So we're going to put some compost on that. Hopefully it helps it along for the winter. We have a sprinkler going at the top of the property in what used to be the woods, trying to get some water on some of our newly planted shrubs and trees because it has been so dry here lately, probably for months. And I know we are down for the year precipitation wise. So since we've planted so many trees and shrubs, we want to get them watered, have some leaves to blow, and then we'll be done for today. So this is the evergreen. It's a gold cone juniper, and we purchased it. Hopefully that's focusing. It was grown in one of those grow bags, and it was not planted in the grow bag properly, but we didn't realize that at the time. So we planted it, and it just I don't know, after the first season we noticed it was dying out. Dug it up from the ground. It was not all the way in the grow bag, so the roots of the gold cone juniper were not actually able to get to the soil. So we replanted it. We've been babying it. It was doing better. Now I feel like the one side is dying out again because the blue kazoo spirea are shading it out too much. You can kind of see how it's bare inside. And it's very dry in this bed because it's under the cantilever of our house. So hopefully that compost will help it out a little bit. Gonna water it in a little bit too. Taking a walk up to the top of the property now to check on the sprinkler and the hose, move it around a little bit, make sure everything's getting at least a little bit of water. I swear to gosh, we have to string together like 200-foot hoses or 2 75-foot hoses and a 25-foot hose to water everything up here. Wish we had drip irrigation. We don't, obviously. That's not something most people think about. I have thought about trenching from where we just were, near the Bilko doors, but we have pipes to go under, and I wouldn't want to run the risk of cutting into those pipes. So once everything's established up here, hopefully we won't have to worry too much about it. I'm going to try to get the eastern white pine some water. We bought this contraption a while back at Home Depot. We'll see how this works. Here are our leaf piles that we are trying to create so that we have some leaf litter for in the spring. I just want to check on the newly planted blue shadow fothergillas. They're not quite as colorful as my other fothergillas, but they also don't get, well, they probably do get full sun up here, but you know what, they're looking fine. They're looking all right. Viburnum is really pretty. Alright, let's stick with the task at hand. Something else we noticed is that we had some buck rubs for a couple of big branches off our newly transplanted Brillantissima chokeberries. unfortunately had some nice buds on it. So, life in the country. The last thing we're going to try to get accomplished is some of the stuff in this rain garden cleaned up. We have been so dry, I feel like the rushes are dead or dying. I don't know that we're going to pull them out or not, but they're just really brown and laying all over everything. But we're at least going to get the irises cleaned up and the Amsonia. And maybe, I don't know, we'll see how far we get. Not sure what's the best tool to use, right? My husband's going to use these big hedge trimmers. I have the pruners just in case. Although that seems to be working out pretty well. Okay guys, that's it really. Just a mishmash today of us doing some not very exciting but necessary fall maintenance. Just taking a pan around, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. I just came out. It's later in the day. You can see, I wanted to get you a quick shot. The leaves are all blown, the ones that you see over there. That little corner actually is my neighbor's property, so obviously we don't do the leaves there, but you can see most of the leaves are blown. Some of them we do mow in, so any leaves that are kind of left down here, those we will actually mow into the grass with the mulching blades on, because that acts as a fertilizer for the winter for the grass. But for the most part, the rest of them go up into the woods so we can create our own leaf litter. So I just wanted to give you a real quick shot of that. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.